I don't care what any of you guys say. The Chiefs are not coming out of the AFC this year. I'm tired of hearing, oh, it's delusional to count out the Kansas City Chiefs. Every time you write the Kansas City Chiefs off, they always end up proving you wrong. History does not define future outcomes. Eventually, the Chiefs are going to cool off, and they're going to have a stretch when they are out of the championship conversation. Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, as dominant as what they were, they weren't dominating the NFL for 2 consecutive decades. You didn't see the Patriots with Tom Brady in the Super Bowl every single year in his career. It is delusional to think that Kansas City is going to win the AFC for as long as Mahomes plays quarterback. This is not Madden. This is real life. Stop comparing what the AFC West used to be to what it is now, because this division is completely different. I don't get why there is so much short-sightedness to what the AFC has become now. You are in a division with 4 elite coaches, 3 future Hall of Famers, 3 head coaches in the AFC West that the Chiefs are going against have won Super Bowls. Sean Payton, Pete Carroll, Andy Reid is now included in that, and Jim Harbaugh is one of the greatest football coaches in the last decade in terms of what he's done in the NFL and college. The AFC has never been more stacked. You got to go up against that young legend out of Pompano, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen. Eventually, these guys are going to break through because they are too good not to. I'm not saying that the Chiefs dynasty is about to fall off. What I'm telling you is that at least from this season until 2028, the Chiefs are not going to continue to dominate the AFC. What is so unreasonable about that? What is so delusional about that? Counting out the Chiefs this year is not delusional. It's just fair, because you cannot continue to expect for Kansas City to dominate this conference. And you keep saying we do this every year. No, we don't. The Chargers had Brandon Staley in years past. Jim Harbaugh is not Brandon Staley. Sean Payton is not Nathaniel Hackett. Pete Carroll is not Antonio Pierce. The Chiefs were dominating a division that was home to some of the worst head coaches in the NFL, with some of the worst quarterback play in this league. This conference, this division has completely flipped. I don't know if Chiefs fans keep up with the other moves that the teams in the division make, but they seem not to, because they still think that the Chargers are the same team that they were 8 years ago. Same thing with everybody else. The Chiefs and the Broncos, right? They had some really close games last year. It came down to a blocked field goal, and the Broncos had an over-under win total of 5.5 last year. They were not expected to even sniff the playoffs. Same thing with the Los Angeles Chargers. So if those teams were coming close to beating you with rosters that were nowhere as good as what yours were and didn't have high expectations, imagine what they're going to be this year now that they have more pieces, now that they have improved their teams. The Raiders are going to be a scrappy team. Hell, they almost beat you on Black Friday last year if it wasn't for botch snap by the center to Aiden O'Connell. The AFC West has caught up to the Kansas City Chiefs. And Chiefs fans can continue to play these mental gymnastics about, oh, well, we dominate this division for every single year. Bro, this is a completely different division now. Stop telling me what you did in 2017, 2018, 2019, and 2020. It's 2025. Pete Carroll wasn't coaching the Raiders in 2020. He was coaching the Seahawks. Sean Payton was coaching the Saints in 2020. Jim Harbaugh was at Michigan in 2020. Why are people stuck in the past about Kansas City? Stop judging the AFC West. Stop judging the AFC based off what's happened in years past, and judge this conference, judge the Chiefs' opposition by what's in front of them. And what's in front of them is about to be a wake-up call that, okay, we are about to witness a slowdown. I'm not saying that the Chiefs and Mahomes are never going to win another Super Bowl. I guarantee they will win at least 2-3 more before Patrick Mahomes retires. But what I'm telling you is that they will have a cool-off period. And that cool-off period starts this year. And you can play these games about how, oh, well, you want to say that Lamar Jackson's going to get it done? What has Lamar Jackson ever done in the playoffs? Just because Lamar Jackson hasn't done his big one yet doesn't mean it's never going to happen. Lamar Jackson is the most talented quarterback to ever put his hands on the football. He's like Tom Brady throwing the ball, and he runs that football like he's Barry Sanders. Lamar Jackson is too talented to not break through. Hell, Joe Burrow broke through. If the Bengals can beat you, anybody can beat you. You can't judge the future of the league based off history. History doesn't win football games. And I get it if you want to say, well, until proven otherwise, I'm not betting against Kansas City. That's you. I'm betting against Kansas City. I am. Eventually, Josh Allen, Lamar, somebody else is going to break through, and how somebody in their division might break through. Jim Harbaugh, in his first 4 years coaching the San Francisco 49ers, went to 3 straight NFC championship games and a Super Bowl. Sean Payton has won a Super Bowl before. Pete Carroll has won a Super Bowl before. You are not in the weakest division in the NFL anymore. You have 4 other future Hall of Fame coaches that Andy Reid is going up against. And you're not going to be beating them the way that you have in years past because the coaching has improved. Stop telling me about how you've dominated a weak division for nearly a decade. This division is not weak anymore. I am so freaking tired of hearing that nonsense. Do you guys keep up with the head coaching moves, or do you just keep your head stuck up you know what, focusing on what the Chiefs do? Because it seems like Chiefs fans are stuck in this bubble where they just ignore everything else that's going on, and they try to make like all the changes that these teams make are the same changes that they made years ago. Jim Harbaugh's not Brandon Staley, man. Put some respect on Jim Harbaugh. I'm tired of y'all trying to overlook some of the additions that these teams are making just to ignore the fact that your division is no longer easy like what it used to be. Let's wake up, people. The Broncos and the Chargers have just as good as a chance to win the AFC as what Kansas City does this year. Let's wake up. It is not delusional to count out the Kansas City Chiefs. Somebody else other than Patrick Mahomes is going to be representing this conference in the Super Bowl this year. I guarantee it. Watch.